Okay, welcome back, folks. We have another replay from BillyBoy, aka Admiral Nelson himself. In the last replay where I featured him, he went up against Schnitzy, where I already featured on the channel, and it was a 2 hour long slugfest with lots of naval action. I was very happy, but of course, the final outcome was well, should I spoil it? Yeah, it was a bit anticlimactic. Well, that's all I'll say about that. So we have another replay, which I think actually, you know what? Let me double check what he say. So this is another match against a top five player. Yep, he's got the champion tag, Gunther. Gunther. Um. Okay, so the game was too surgical, cold, and clinical to be tactically or strategically interesting. Okay, so we're looking for operations here, I suppose. Um, if the opponent didn't have a slight oversight, the game would have went on. Okay, so this is not going to be a stalemate, and probably a little bit spoiler here as to who's going to come out on top. But it is what it is, and we have the recognition by Billy here that this is how high-level games go. And as I've mentioned before in the previous video, once you get to this level of gameplay for War of Dots, it does become a little bit stale. It does become a little bit boring. It is what it is. And of course, the final outcomes that decides victory when you get to like this high level. It's either your endurance to play through like a 2 hour long match, or you just get a slight advantage here and there, and then you get a snowball effect, and finally it amounts to something decisive. Um, I've definitely showcased that before in several other videos, so I won't go into detail anymore. So let me just speed this up. Yep, we're at max speed. So what do we have? Um, I think I've only played this map once before. We've got two armor units on each side in the north. Far more forested areas in the middle for Billy here. Normal eco boosting, cycling, skirmishing going off in the center. I believe. Okay, so Gunther has not yet built anything. Billy, I think, has built light units. Okay, Gunther is now spamming out the lights. Yep, it's just going to be full light builds on both sides. It's classic, classic. Okay, southern offensive going on. Keeping the tanks in the hills and keeping the tanks in the plains in the north. Yep, it is what it is. So, what else to talk about? So, in the previous long ass game where Billy sent in, talked about cavalry units, economy of force, the dynamic aspect of the game. Yapped about Stargate Atlantis. Yep. I'm recording this video immediately after the previous one, so that's where we're going off. Um, what else is there to talk about? I've been watching some StarCraft pro level gameplay. Um, I was trying to find the Bronze League Hero series by I think the guy was called Husky StarCraft. And from what I understand is that that guy deleted the channel or something like that. He deleted his videos, and no one knows why, which is a damn shame. But there are people that have downloaded the videos and have re-uploaded them, so you can still watch. I don't know if you can watch all of them. I'm not sure if they saved everything, but that's still up for grabs there. Um, yeah, not gonna be any naval battles in this replay. I think there's like only this small area in the south, which is just a river, really. And honestly, even if yeah, because the city's right here, by the time you get into the open ocean here, if you're maneuvering forces that far, you probably have already capped the city, which means that you probably already won the game at that point. So nope, nothing too interesting probably gonna happen there. Okay, we got an overextension of the tank unit. He tried to cross. He realized it was a bad idea. He pulled it out. Okay, at least he's trying to make some plays. This is what usually does happen though, is that if you want to get something out of the game, you're gonna have to make something drastic when you get to high level. The alternative is, of course, just play it safe as possible and then maybe get on to like 2 or 3 hour game if that's what you want to do. You lose elo in the process, but man, who really gives a shit about elo? Now, okay, 20-minute marker. Hopefully, this doesn't go on for 2 hours. Good lord. Because in the previous one, just to do justice for the game, I sat down for about 30 minutes or so to rewind, even at max replay speed, to get back to the final part of the video, part of the battle, sorry, to just show that nothing happened on the rest of the map. But it is what it is. Okay. Yep, more skirmishing. Things to talk about. Things to talk about. Um, no, not much has been going on. I've been playing World of Tanks recently. I went back to that game. I don't know why, but I just like the numbers. Like compared to War Thunder, in terms of tanks, right? World of Tanks, in my opinion, is like the more fun tank game to play. Just because it's far more dynamic. In War Thunder, it just comes down to who sees who's first and who has the better tank, kind of. Um, usually just means the better gun. If I can penetrate you, then you just one shot, you're gone. The end. And in terms of the battles, right? It just goes in War Thunder at least. Whoever wins the initial fight, then steamrolls to the spawn camps, wins. The end. The other annoying aspect is close air support. So guy dies, spawns back in the plane, knows where you were because you killed him, and then just bombs you in the end. And of course, most of the time, well, not most of the time, but quite a few times, the game will just devolve into a air realistic battle, but without the markers and in a more limited, confined space because it's a ground battle after all. That's War Thunder. In War of Tanks, you got the pay to win aspects. That's just the way it is. That's how the game has been for decades now. But what you do have at the core mechanical part of World of Tanks is that you have the dynamic. You have different tanks with different roles, and they all have something to fulfill. And the most interesting part of the game for me is the light tank gameplay, because there in that game, I don't think there really is any other game where it puts so much emphasis on recon intelligence and like screening. That is like a core integral part of World of Tanks. Is that the light tanks have a job to fulfill, and if the light tank doesn't fulfill the job, and the enemy light tanks does, then all of a sudden the game can immediately shift. Like that's the amount of power, and it's usually more map dependent. But you will get games where it's completely decided by just one player in the light tank. That's how World of Tanks is. And that's the part that I really like about it is that even though that you have all these tanks that you have the big numbers where you're dealing damage, and this is what gives you the points to put you on the leaderboard, and then you get the credits and experience out of it. The light tanks, they even though they don't do direct damage to the front, you do have the spotting assist metric, which is recorded in the game, and then you will get rewarded for it. And unlike in War Thunder, where if you're using the scout mechanics, where you just mark the enemy unit on the map, because if you're playing ground realistic, you don't get the markers on the map as like permanent fixtures. Unlike in arcade, where once you spot the enemy, then it shows up on the minimap and whatnot. Um, it, it, it's different. It's different. In War Thunder, scouts are basically it's just a gimmick. But in World of Tanks, it is a proper role, just like a mechanized cavalry. That's how it fulfills. And yeah, that's just what I've been doing. World of Tanks, lots of World of Tanks. Yes, going back. Oh, okay. So that is probably the mistake right there. He Gunther, because he's a champion, he's top five. I'm just assuming that he was just not paying too much attention because he went on for 40 minutes, and Billy seizes the opportunity and snipes the capital. Amazing stuff. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is War of Dots. Oh my. Uh, okay, Gunther has reclaimed the city. He's gonna have to pull in as many forces as he can. There was an encirclement that happened here, well, a small encirclement, I believe. We've got lots of attrition going down there. So now he's got the micro these two fronts here. Got a breakthrough there. Eliminated a unit. Circle encirclement, counter encirclement. Refused the line. Oh nope. Still getting slight encirclements there. Uh, Down by 60,000 troops in favor of Billy, and Gunther gives up, and that's the game. Thank God it wasn't 2 hours long. Phew. Yeah, that's top level gameplay right there. You make one mistake, enemy capitalizes on it, and that is game over, baby. Yep. Well, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, comment. And once again, if you want to send a replay to me, you can find me on the official War of Dots Discord. I can't put the direct link to the Discord, so I'll give you the link to the official web page where you can then get the invitation link and then just DM me on Discord. So yeah, thanks for watching.